Hi, it's good to be back on your screens. My name is G-Wise and welcome to it. This is Chit Chat with G-Wise. And like always, I bring to you guests that will inspire you, guests that will tell their story differently. And today I've got yet another exciting individual, somebody that you will learn from in different ways. All aspects of creativeness you will learn. And remember, you can also like, share, comment, as well as give us all those feedback that you want to give us, because we are open to criticism, we are open to suggestions, and we are open for advertisement. So if you would like to advertise with us, please feel free, call us, let's have a chat, and of course, let's take your business onto another level. Today, I'm in a space that is full of creativeness, a space that speaks your mind, a space that, trust me, when you're in it, whether you like it or not, your mind opens up to creativity. And today, I'm talking to a man that you have probably watched his stories, heard his stories, and of course, seen his amazing visuals on different number of television sets. And today, I'm talking to Yoweli Chungu, a film director, storyteller, and script writer. I'm excited. Boss, welcome to the show once again.
Thank you so much.
I'm excited because you're probably living my life.
Am I?
Yeah, you know, growing up, I've always wanted to be a film director. Mm-hmm. I've always wanted to be a script writer. Mm-hmm. And of course, you'll just live under art. You understand?
I do, because art is in everything. Mm-hmm. It's in the food. I tell people, please, before you save me, can you decorate the plate?
Yeah.
You put it nicely, because art is in everything. Mm-hmm. Look, God, if you get the smallest blade, which is like a blade of grass, it's designed.
It's designed.
That's how God is very creative.
Okay. And you've created your space in such a way that you've even named it. What's the name of the garden?
The garden is named after my first daughter, Genesis. So it's called the Garden of Genesis.
The Garden of Genesis, the beginning.
Yes, the beginning.
Okay, and we are in this beautiful space as well.
Manja Shelter.
Manja Shelter.
So with the Manja Shelter, it's an inspiration from one of our shows, UBUNTU, which ran for 4 years on Zambezi Magic.
Guys, I'm in that space today. You know, I just watched that space on TV, but I'm here today. Yeah.
Yes. So the Manja Shelter is basically a place where it encourages you to work with your hands. Mm-hmm. By your hands and your feet, you'll get there. So we're speaking to somebody somewhere.
Yeah,
it's your hands. It's that gift. Umatunga cheka pena to madoiri. I don't know if people use doiris.
And you know, funny part, you say that because now what's trending is that I'd have a skill, something you can do with your hands to make money, and that's what's trending now. But come on, guys, this should have been going on for a long time, right?
I have my hairdresser who gets quite a lot of money just to come and retouch my dread. To work on my dread. And I encourage anybody who's listening to this, you may be looking for a white collar job.
Yes.
But in Ishuma, Peter to Maskono, Chikanda, whatever. It's about time you use your hands.
It's about time you use what God gave you.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, and welcome to my world, the world of Yoweli Chungu.
The world of arts.
Yes.
I'm glad that I could be a part of this show. Just to start with, give us your story. In a nutshell, who is Yoweli Chungu? I know there's a whole lot of creative around you, and we can just call you, in simple terms, a creative person. Yes. But yourself, your inspiration, your aspirations, your art, everything in you, who is Yoweli Chungu?
So Yoweli Chungu is a storyteller. He was born somewhere in the 80s, and by calling, he's a teacher, because I think when you understand who you are and whose you are, and what your purpose is. So I have a lot of gifts. I'm a storyteller, but I'm a teacher. And I didn't go to school to be trained as a teacher. I'm a teacher of life. I'm a teacher of every day. So I am also a born leader. You're born with that. It's just, from early childhood, everyone sees, this one should be a prefect. This one should be the head boy. So I'm that guy. And I am that guy who was always asked to sing in front of people. I am that guy who was always asked to give speeches when the minister or some big important person comes to school. So all those gifts were manifesting as early as when I was at nursery.
Okay.
And I'm not kidding, at nursery school.
Nursery school.
Yes.
So you're one of those brilliant kids in nursery school where if there's need to say a poem, they're the ones that are going there.
Yes.
John 15:16. Then John of the world.
That's me.
I love that. Now look, when you give me that background of most of the things that you're able to do and everything that's around you, at what point did it trickle down to this shape where you now have the ability to define each and everything that you do? At what point in life?
It took a while.
Okay.
It took a long time. The truth is, as long as you don't invest in understanding who you are or whose you are, what your purpose is on earth, why were you born in Zambia? Why were you born in that particular family? Why are you named Mavuto? Or whatever it is you're named. It does sometimes take a long time. I know of people who are 50 years old and they have no idea who they are.
What their purpose is.
So for me, it was a series of events that happened. And because I'm one person who, many people think I'm an extrovert, like I'm outgoing. You see me on red carpets wearing gowns and being cute and being funny and intelligent and beautiful, if that's the word, or handsome or whatever. In real time, I'm the guy who wants to be home in a garden, wearing my slippers and a vest and shorts. And
understanding why one plant is drying up.
You see, I'm always trying to figure out, why is this drying up? What do I need to do? So with those series of events, I mean, I turned 42. Why am I saying 42? I'm 41.
41.
I kid you not, I'm not lying. I'm 41.
You look less than 40 though.
I feel 25.
Yeah, and you look less than 40.
Here's the weird thing. I was looking at a picture of me when I was 27.
Okay.
And I looked 47. And then I looked at my present and I was like, I totally don't look 40, whatever. And I don't feel it. I think it comes with understanding your purpose.
Yeah.
It understands, and I think it also comes with money. Buxing. Money is important.
Once the money starts coming in,
the money, my friend, you can buxi.
At everyone is answering, Mr. Satsama broke.
Yes. I saw some pictures of Rihanna.
Yes, before the money.
Before the money, she was like, Panua Rihanna.
I'm telling you.
So it's a series of events that led me here. Okay. But it took a bit of time.
Okay.
Before I became Yoweli Chungu, the storyteller in film.
Okay. But you're not born Yoweli Chungu.
No.
Are you? You are, give us your other names. Yeah, Joel Kapungwe, yes.
I will explain the transition, how I became Yoweli Chungu.
Yeah.
It took a bit of time for me to understand that sometimes you need to break the rules.
Okay.
And I say break the rules, but first of all, understand the rules.
Understand them?
Our names sometimes are a hindrance. Your name is Mavuto, sure. What does it mean? Every time they say Mavuto, they are calling problems.
At Chukumbuso.
Okay. You know what? Let's be nice. I know it's already going to be an interesting conversation. But I went through a series of transformation, transitions.
Okay.
My life, every now and then I stop to check, is my life going in the right direction? Am I achieving my dreams?
Okay.
Am I happy? Which is the most important thing. Most people don't ask.
Check that.
You know, and so I was at a point where I realized, and by the way, this happened when I was in Cape Town.
Oh, okay.
Yes. A group of Azungus from Spain and Brazil and all these exotic places in the world. And everyone was introducing themselves. Hi, my name is Peter. My name is John. My name is Shai. And I said, my name is Joel. Then one of the guys looked at me and says, what is your name? I said, Joel. He says, no. What is your name? And then it's like, there was a keche. You know, my umbilical cord is here in Africa, somewhere in Zambia. Keche. And I knew, and I said, my name is Chungu. But then I went back and I realized we have to, decolonize ourselves. Yeah. I wasn't going to use the name Joel anymore. It's a beautiful meaning. It means Yahweh is God. And I've seen God come through for me just by my name. Yeah. Even in the Bible, people are changing names. You know, but I came back and I went on a journey to understand who I was. Yeah. So I stopped in the present, interrogated the past to project the future. Wow. And the name that came out was Yoweli, which is Joel Tundu. Oh, okay. Or else there's also Yowero 7. That's the same name. We share the same name. Okay. Joel.
All right. So have you legalized those names?
No, I haven't. But interestingly, every contract. Oh, I signed.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Well, I signed the contracts under Joel Kapungwe, obviously.
Yeah.
And there's so much degrees and certificates. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I don't have time for that. But my clients understand that I'm Yoweli Chungu, the artistic brand. It's the same with.
So it's like AKA, yes.
When you say too, but we know that
there's a Mlazakaya.
But I'm so grateful that people have accepted the brand name, the artistic brand, Yoweli Chungu.
Yeah.
It totally feels like it's very right.
It feels belonging.
And my family actually calls me Yoweli.
You see?
I was shocked when my grandmother called me Yoweli. I was like,
yeah.
But I got it. I was like, she gets it.
Okay.
She understands.
Let's put some credit to your name, to Yoweli Chungu. Let's put some credit to you. You have had a number of shows.
Yes.
Okay, documentaries. You have had a number of movies. Okay.
Yes.
Let's highlight some of them.
Okay. You're not self-praised things.
Please. We are big on sales and marketing here, so we love people to sell themselves. Yeah.
For those that don't know some of the works we've done, I'll start with, I worked on some of the biggest Trade Kings commercials.
Commercials, yeah.
I really honor Trade Kings. The whole system, the products, they're just amazing people.
Yeah.
So I have done quite a lot of Trade Kings commercials.
Okay.
My favorite one, the ultimate favorite, which I think has a lot of my signature on it. My signature, you see my personality, you see the work we did from script writing it, to singing on it, to casting, to locations, to costumes, was the Zambia, the promised land.
Yeah.
We'll together achieve our dream.
Wow.
Which was by Zambia for Zambia.
Yes.
But among others, the Trade Kings commercial with Mzungu who speaks the Nyanja thing, Chakamba Chinyanja, and the rest.
Isaac and them.
Of course, Isaac, Sianene. I love those guys. The most gifted treasures we have. Okay. So that's commercials.
Yes. So just on that one, on the commercial. So what exactly do you do? Is it the script? Is it the writing? Is it the directing? So when you say those are your works, what exactly do you do?
So I sit in a brainstorming session with, it's a whole family. Yeah. The Trade Kings family is the most amazing family of creatives.
Yeah, I know.
And
the whole lot of team.
There's so many people that you must understand that it takes a village. And that's why Trade Kings is successful. Sorry, this is not a paid for commercial.
No, it's not. It's not. But we're good. We are big on that, so it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, they should sponsor you.
Yeah,
come on, Trade Kings.
I know they will
sponsor this guy. Sponsor this show. But anyway, we sit in this space. My job is to be part of the voices of. Let's create. What's the theme for the year? What is the vision? And so I write scripts. I'm not doing it much the last couple of years because I've been busy elsewhere. But my work was from script writing to production design, which means building the world. Sometimes the sets you think are homes or whatever are just built in a studio.
Yeah.
So that's my job.
Okay.
And then I also used to cast. I used to manage talent. My job was always when I'm at a mall, I'm always looking out for very interesting people. I'll be like, hey, hi, you're so pretty. Do you want to be in a commercial? That was my job at some point. So yeah, from that to producing. I'm a producer.
Okay.
My job is to manage resources, manage the talent. I put the nuts and bolts together for what you see on TV.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. From commercials?
Commercials, I have then go to documentaries.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Zambians are not very big on documentaries, but I respect everyone who watches a good documentary.
Yes, I do actually.
I do as well. I watch a lot of documentaries. I hope to one day produce for BBC, Nat Geo. Yeah. I'm very ambitious. Okay. And, Zambia is part of the global market, the global community. And anyone who's listening, if you've got a big dream, a bigger dream than yourself, do not give up. Yeah. Because it's possible that you can work for CNN. Yeah. You can work for whatever you think is the bigger thing.
One person who introduced me to watching documentaries is Lawrence Thompson. Oh. So I was trained
under him. So you and me share the same father.
Yeah, really?
Lawrence Thompson is my daddy.
Awesome. I worked with him for like 2 to 3 years, the time that he was running Location Challenge.
Yes,
so it was at that time that he really trained me and taught me what to look out for in the documentary. And from there, I became his first assistant director with certain commercials, especially for Zamtel by then. Yeah, so that's the interest. So I understand.
Lawrence Thompson is amazing. I have to honor him. He's a living legend. He gave us Kabanana. He opened, today what Zambezi Magic, the Mpalis, the Zubas, because of Lawrence Thompson.
Yes,
he planted
from there. Yes.
So I did get training also under Lawrence Thompson.
Oh, okay.
But I've done a couple of documentaries. One of them was the Dancers of the Gods, which is the story about the Twa people of Luapula.
Yeah, I saw something like that. Yeah, and it's an award winning.
I won awards.
Yes,
I got paid.
I like that.
It changed everything about me and the direction of my life.
Yeah.
Because for the first time, it wasn't about making money. It wasn't about entertaining people. It was about telling a real story about real people.
Okay.
So the Twa people, Abatwa, are found in Luapula, Chiengi, and the Bangwelu swamps on an island called Kansenga.
Okay.
And working with Dr. Guy Scott. I absolutely love and respect that man. Working with Mlenga Kapwepo.
Yes.
She's one of my mentors. She's a friend.
She's big on art, I know.
I love her. So when you see this, this comes from the years of inspiration sitting under their feet.
Wow.
I learned the value of art. And Zambians haven't. By the way, it took an artist to take a plain paper and draw on it and hey, $100, 100 kwacha. It came from an artist who drew on that paper.
Yeah.
So we must respect artists. Unfortunately, Zambians haven't yet reached there.
But what's delaying us? That's a question.
We are Fontinings, but also we are very slow. And I'm not insulting you.
No, you're not. Trust me.
My Zambians in my Fontin.
And we need to.
They pretend they know so many things, they know UBUNTU, whatever. But when you really strip down Zambians, they're very simple people, loving people, very unexposed. A few of us have had the opportunity to travel the world and see the world.
Yeah.
And say, so visebenza so. Some country, muli bantu bamebali so, nabali so, bali so. Mono Zambia, anything that is different, anything that is what they think is weird, either threatens them, or they fear it, or they hate it.
Yeah, it's true.
So when you meet someone different, ukaenda mvyalo, muzakashito double, tuko bantu bamonika so. Kuli bantu bameshita behave so. So I always say, bantu wanga ni mafontini. But I love my fontini.
Yeah.
Chipuba chand.
From there,
from commercials, from
documentaries now.
I've only said one, but there are a couple of them.
Yeah.
What I'm doing currently is telling stories for DSTV, Mnet, Zambezi Magic.
Okay.
I've had 2 opportunities to tell 2 beautiful stories.
Yes.
The first one was UBUNTU.
Yes, and we are sitting actually in the set for UBUNTU.
Yes, we used to shoot from this space. Most of the props you see come from UBUNTU because we made them ourselves. And now I'm currently doing Tamanga Street. So we're going into Tamanga Street season 2. Season 1 was received with so much love, and I want to say thank you so much.
Yes, it was received. I think I remember a colleague at work just telling, and I was like, which one? No, this. And then when I watched it for the first time, I was like, wow, Yoweli. You get upon that. I think I reached out. I said something. Yes, I reached out. But I want to understand for production like UBUNTU. Let me put it in that nature. UBUNTU. UBUNTU involved a lot of act. Most of the things had to be created. You are trying to create originality within UBUNTU.
I was trying to create an industry.
Yes, that's the thing.
I will tell you that I realized that we don't have a film TV industry yet.
I was coming to that actually.
To that. Yeah. And so what I realized that an industry requires the details. The spirit of excellence is in the details. Example, ukapika nsima ndo pika lero. How good is the soup? How well prepared is the nkuku, and how good is your presentation? How clean is your plate? I tell people you have to have a spirit of excellence, and also details. Salt should be the right amount of salt. And not even done Africa hivi salt ya pakisa and all those things. So with UBUNTU, it was a very passionate project. It was a show off. I am not apologetic. I showed off my personality. I showed off my gifts. I was very deliberate with how everything was framed, what was in the frame. And I also wanted to create on staff, which gave me an opportunity to hire over 132 people.
That's employing 132
And most
people.
of them were artists.
You get a point.
Because whatever Chichi Daisy, who played Tandiwena wore, was designed by a tailor or a designer.
The famous Chichi Daisy.
Oh, she's beautiful. I love her. Chichi, I love you. She's amazing. She's like me, very down to earth.
Oh, yeah?
I think she has a lot of shoes, but her feet are still on the ground.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Ubuntu, that was one of your biggest, project. You employed more than 100 people. How does that make you feel?
My friend, if God said I had to die, destiny said you've done your work, it ends there.
Yeah.
I would have written my legacy. I'm not worried about legacy. I am very interested in the history you and me are making right now, because this is history in the making.
Yes, it is.
The Kaundas and them did the history that people didn't really appreciate, because I don't think we've really appreciated the history that comes from the, the people fought for independence and freedom. So we
haven't even told a lot of stories about them. No, we haven't.
I mean, I have a burden for it. I don't sleep very well until the day I tell at least either a Lenshina story or a Kaunda story or Betty Kaunda story.
Yes.
Or someone out there, Mushala story, whatever.
Story.
Oh, Simon Kapwepwe, yes.
Yeah, you get a point.
I would love to tell those stories. I pray that destiny, grace, God, ancestors, whatever you believe in, will align, and I hope I will qualify, because you have to qualify to tell those stories.
Yes.
Or else it's gonna be a very selfish version of the story, and it's not.
And the motive behind it,
Yeah. So I'm praying that I will be one day honored to be chosen
to tell that story.
tell a Zambian story. Meanwhile, the history you're making right now, what you're doing with your family, what you're doing with your friends, you documenting yourself with selfies, Facebook, and whatever is very important.
Very.
I know that it looks like, I know the older generation frown on us because we're always taking selfies and pictures and posting them. But they must understand this is the 21st century. And in the 21st century, we've got smartphones.
Then they didn't have
document ourselves. Even when Mutale Mwanza, our beautiful treasure. She's a treasure.
Yes,
she's
she
gorgeous.
is our national treasure.
Yes, national treasure. One of our national treasures. When she does the crazy things she does, and I'm saying that with respect, it's she's documenting herself.
Yeah.
History will not write her out.
No. Won't.
History will not write you out. So make sure that you're on the right side of history.
Okay.
Let's not hear you as a statistic of GBV or child molestation. Please do the right thing.
Okay. Talk about creating history. You just mentioned that we don't have an industry yet.
Yeah.
We don't have. So safe to say we have a sector.
We have a community of creatives.
Okay. How then have you managed to stand your ground and create what you've created in an environment where there are no regulations that are definitely supporting you? There are no laws to protect your intellectual property. You get a point. There are no strict rules to how things must be done. How have you managed to flourish?
So first of all, it's beautiful. Thank you for that. That's a very intelligent question. A lot of people, let me gather some sympathy for me, because I have people who have so much hatred for producers, whether it's Impali, Zura, Kopala, or security guard or whatever.
Yeah.
And people hate on producers. Hey, what you using is whatever. Hey, they're whatever. That's not true. Who protects us? Nobody protects us. No one protects me. You know, it's very difficult even to protect an actor as well.
Yeah.
And so I'm so grateful. First of all, I'm not even firing
shots at anybody.
At the people who've given us jobs.
Yeah.
I respect the people who have given us a job. And hopefully we can build on that to create an industry.
Yeah.
So right now, what the picture is in the creative, that's film, television, performing arts, is that we do not have people who protect us. We do not have policies. We do not have all these laws that support, you can't pay an actor this much, you can't pay a producer this much. And what we are doing, I guess we are either the fertilizer hoping we are building on what Sauzande, Maximo, and all the people doing the play cycles did. Even Lawrence Thompson, who by God's grace is still alive today, from over 25 years of Cabanana. We are building on that. How do I stand my ground? How do I stand out and be unique? First of all, it took a series of events. I went through pain. I went through success. I went through failure. I went through making the dumbest of dumbest choices. And obviously ended up becoming Yoweli Chungu from Joel. And that was a process. Respect the process. But everything also happens in time. For me, time is like an old wise man. Old women, they are very naggy. I don't know whether they're frustrated or because they don't get some anymore or whatever. I'm being respectful. No, I'm talking to the grandmas.
Yes, please.
I'm your grandson, so I can say whatever. Don't
please.
Shoot at me. Very respectful. But my old men somehow can still get it. My grandfather, I think in his 80s, pregnanted some young girl somewhere. That's a whole conversation. Respectfully. I know my family is watching. We do. I love you too much. The point is, time is an old wise man. He takes his time. Grandpa, what was chan before he answers you? He has to adjust his seat. He has to think. He has to whatever. And so I respect time. I think time. Everything happens in time. Coming back to how have I managed? It's the formula of understanding who you are. I'm not Frank Sibuko. I'm not Fred Peary. I'm not any of the other producers. I'm Yoweli Chungu. I have a very distinct voice, very specific to me, specific to the experiences I went through, the failures, the mistakes, the bad choices, the great choices I made as a young person. All of them lead me to be here, lead me to be in this space, lead me to have the career I have. So there are people who are so petty, they're fighting, they're jealous, they're trying to shoot me down. You can't, I'm titanium. Sia says I'm titanium. You haven't gone through what I went through. You haven't gone through, and most people don't know the failures I went through. I failed more times than I succeeded. I was homeless. I was kicked out of home by my father at some point because he thought I wasn't serious. Because I chose film. I chose to be an artist. I chose to be a filmmaker. And he says, and the option was go and work in a bank. And I didn't go and work in a bank. I was like, I'm going to be miserable. And I'm not going to be like Uncle Harry or Uncle whoever who chose to settle for less. And I'm not going to marry because I'm not ready for marriage and I don't aspire for marriage. I aspire to make chicken. And I aspire to travel the world and the world to see me. And the world to know my name is Yoweli Chungu from Zambia, Lusaka. I won't mention the specific place I stay. I don't want trouble, but all that. So my father didn't have those options. I do. And I hope my son is going to have more options than I did. He might end up in space. The first Zambian to be in space.
You see?
So we are a field of all possibilities. So I'm here. I understood this was my territory. This is what God had given me. I'm not trying to be Mpali. I'm not trying to be Zuba. I'm not trying to be Kopala. I just want to be Tamanga Street. I just want to be Ubuntu. Specific, unique, distinct me.
Different. It's interesting on some of the things that you've gone through. You've just mentioned here that your own father kicked you out and stuff. And of course, all these backlashes that come from different. Was there at any point that you felt like giving up?
So many times. I gave up. There's a time when I even said, I'm not having a conversation with God because I grew up in a Christian background. I am not ashamed to say I'm a Christian. You waste your time judging me. Because only God can judge me.
Amen.
I mean, I'm responsible for the actions and things I do. But there's so many times I gave up. There's a time when, because I prayed a lot. I had a very troubled childhood. I was born from teenage parents. Already the foundation is shaky. My teenage years were the worst. I was very suicidal. I'm so glad that I did attempt suicide so many times. When I was at boarding school, those who remember my friends, it was like, that's like so many decades ago, 4 decades or 3 decades ago. We remember that I was very suicidal and I landed in hospital at some point because I took chloroquine. I was like, I'm just going to end it. I'm not encouraging you to do that.
No, it's not.
That's not the solution. Find someone to talk to. So I did give up so many times, even on this dream, because I started the film dream when I was 18 years old.
Okay.
And
was that in school, college, or? It
was after school. I completed school, I think, at 17.
Okay.
My mom introduced me to reading novels at the age of 13.
Wow.
So I read a lot. By the time I got to 18, I had read so many novels. And I was like, I want to be a writer. So my grandfather, rest his soul, George Michael Sanders, that was his name. Okay. I would write things in a book. I would buy a book. No one told me that. Common sense, which is not common. I would write with my. I was like, can you read my what I wrote? And he read my stuff. And then one day he met a friend who used to be one of those Tuma. No, let me say Tuma. He used to be, the old series writers of the books. Yes, those Zambian books. Yeah. So that man read my handwriting in a book. He says, "Tell your grandson that he writes like he doesn't write for books." Writes for TV because it's so visual. I'll describe how the flower looks like and how Sally, when she walks to the flower, what the flower makes her feel. And how her face just lights up. So he told me, you need to write for TV. Yeah, and that was
even the angle of the sun.
I did. Oh, the sun is setting. The whatever. Yeah. And so listening to the elders, which I tell people, by the way, there's a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Vakulu.
Hey.
Vakulu, listen to the adults. Even if they're boring and they're outdated, the law of experience remains
the same, yeah.
So when he told me that my writing wasn't for a book, I didn't go like, hey, you old man, hey, shan. I listened. And so I started praying, Lord, he says I can do TV. I love TV, I love movies. So what do I do? I started praying and I was faithful to continue. I was in Livingston, small town. So you have no excuse if you come from Pulungu or God knows Dundumwezi or whatever.
Yes.
But you have a dream and you're listening to this. My encouragement is do not dare give up.
Yeah.
Push. And then don't sit and look pretty. Kuri internet. At that time there wasn't internet.
Yeah.
But what I did was I used to write plays for the church where I was.
Okay.
And then there was one special Sunday. God is so faithful. All the youth didn't show up. It was a youth Sunday. I ended up writing a play which I played three characters myself. One man, 3 characters.
Yo.
I went and performed.
Tyler Perry kind of arrangement.
Hey, watch me. Watch me.
Yeah.
And so I hope I'm not screaming because I'm like
no,
excited.
let's just let it out.
So I performed that 3-man act alone. I don't know where I got the courage from, but I did it. And then it happened that in the audience there was someone who knew Lawrence Thompson from ZMBC, Kabanana. Then that was over 25 years ago. And he approached me after the service. He says, "Oh, that was so good. Did you write the play?" "Yes." "You acted?" "Yes." He's like, "I think you should write for TV." I was like, my mouth just almost fell out.
Yeah.
And the rest is history. I met Lawrence Thompson a month later. And this is over 25, 26, 27 years later.
Yeah.
My name is Yoweli Chungu, and I'm a storyteller.
And we give you all the juice.
Thank you. I've worked hard for it.
Yes, you have, and you deserve it.
About it.
You deserve it.
I have worked. You know what happens? I have a dream job.
Okay.
So what that means is, we have 24 hours
in a day. Yeah.
My days are 27 hours a day.
Yeah.
I put in extra work.
Yeah.
My week is 10 days a week. When all of you are chilling, getting drunk and whatever, I'm in my office writing scripts, researching, making phone calls, visiting my mentors, putting in work for you guys to watch 10 Tamanga Street, Ubuntu, Mpali, Zuba, all the greats that you're watching right now in Zambia.
Okay. You've spoken so much about not giving up and everything, but one thing that I wanted to know, what kept you going? What is it that you put down to say, this is going to be my roots that will sustain me until I achieve my dreams?
You got the best questions ever. I'm like feeling down right now.
Come on.
Because I didn't think about that.
Okay.
What I did know was that because of my strong Christian foundation, and when you hear the pastor say, God says before you were formed in your mother's womb, God ordained you to be a prophet in the nations or whatever. That I kept on saying, there's gotta be more. There's gotta be more than me being born from teenage parents, me being born in the family I was born. There has to be more.
Yeah.
You know, there has to be more from the pain of the mental illness, the mental stress, the traumas I went through to a point when I was 14, 16, 18, trying to commit suicide because I didn't feel I belonged. I felt I was yesterday my uncle called me. I've got one uncle. He calls me and keeps on saying, you are so unique. So what was your question again? I'm excited because he's lost me.
So basically what I want to know is that, look, with all these challenges around you, with all those...
Why I didn't give up.
Yes, what kept you going? What did you plant down? Yeah.
There were 2 seeds that were planted.
Yeah.
My mother kept on telling me before she died, she understood that I was very different and special.
Okay.
And mothers and fathers, please tell your children how special they are.
Yeah.
They convinced me, my mother convinced me I was very different and I was going to do amazing stuff for not just the family, not just for Zambia. She says I was going to do great stuff. My grandfather, George Michael,
you mentioned
he was a colored. Some can be Chizungu. We have the Bazungus.
Zungus around the family,
But when I was, I think 8, was it 8 or 9 or 10? My grandfather gave me a dead camera.
Okay.
And I told him I went to watch Rambo First Blood. And I was like, Rambo First Blood. I told him I wanted to be like the people on TV.
On TV, yeah.
And he didn't say, whatever. He told me I can do it.
You can
be anything you want to become. And I believed him. So the seed was planted
there.
My mother had a condition. She says, you can do whatever you want to do. I used to entertain people. I used to do the Michael Jackson dances when people come home and I would entertain them. But she made me promise that school was important.
Yeah.
So school was important, but you can become anything you want to do. Go to school, but you can become anything you want to do. Make sure you get that. And I think that helped me. Okay. The fact that I had 2 people in the family who believed in me. So if you could be an uncle and you can see the talents of your nephew, your niece, even when they're 2, 3, 6, 10, 12. Yeah. Just begin to speak in there. That became a seed.
Yeah.
Also, like I said, the church. I tell people the church saved me so many times. I would have committed suicide. I would have been dysfunctional. I would have been doing drugs. But the church didn't give up on me. Yeah. They saw my gifts. So they were like, oh, the Christmas play will be done by Joel. So I had to put myself together.
Like, I can't disappoint them.
Yes. So I that was pressure, but it gave me hope. So despite the failures, by the way, my first big pay only came 16 years later.
16 years later.
So how many people have got the guts to wait for 16 years?
You get a point, and that's my question. What kept you going? So you're just telling about the seeds. Yeah.
It's 2, 3, 1 person who believed in me. It only takes 1 person.
Support system.
Somebody, you need to identify someone who believes in you and someone who's going to be real. My mom was like, listen, each challenge. Education is important.
Yes.
At least some form of education.
Whatever it is, just be.
Because I hire the people who went to universities and whatever.
You see, you're employing
I dropped out of university the second month. I was like, no, I'm wasting my time. Do not do that. Oops. Do not do that.
Yeah.
Do not do that.
Go to school.
Go to school.
Learn.
I did because of a series of events of things.
Yeah.
So at the end of it all, I didn't give up also because I was stubborn. When you know that God has called you to do great things. And you see, my definition of greatness is not being the superstar and everyone taking pictures and everyone doing all those things. My definition of greatness, according to the Bible, is service. Yeah. And that's why we invest here at YCF the producers of Tamanga, UBUNTU, and the other shows we've done, we believe in people. That's what we're meant to be. That's what we are here to do. I just believe in Dr. Phil. We call him Dr. Phil. He's on the camera right now. He knows.
I named him Dr. Phil, by the way. Yes.
But then we love it.
I named him Dr. Phil, but with the story behind it, it's shocking.
So there's someone who's listening to this, and it's not an accident. You're listening to this particular episode.
Yeah.
I just want to say, don't give up on your dreams.
Yeah.
Whether your mama, I was privileged to have a beautiful mama who oh, my son is so gifted.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between a gift and a talent.
And talent, yeah.
With a gift, it's something you do naturally, but you do it so well.
Yeah.
Some people are good at, they have the gift of communication.
Yeah.
They don't even need to say nothing. They just listen to you. That's a gift of communication.
Yeah.
And then a talent, I'll give an example of how I always think of the talent. The talent is like a vehicle. The gift is the driver. So find your gift, because you're the driver, and find your talent.
Then the gift.
The talent will drive the gift.
Yeah. True. Years later, okay, you've made your landmark.
Yeah.
Okay, you've had your space. You've had your name written somewhere. And of course, we have your name in the credits.
Yes.
And
it will also be in the history books.
Yes, and it's stuck there.
You will not forget Yoweli Chungu.
No, we will not.
I am not yet done.
That's what, actually, that's where I'm coming to now. Like, after all this, do you feel you've landed?
No.
What's next?
Oh, that's a good question. What's the next right move? I feel like I just began. First of all, last year I had the biggest birthday, which was 40 years.
Yeah.
And by God's grace and favor, I traveled around the world. I was doing a documentary, and we went everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
That changed the way I look at life and people and systems and everything.
Is it why they say life begins at 40? Now you understand?
Oh, it's so true. It's so true. Whoever says that, I'm a fan. Sign me up. I'm a fan. Life begins at 40. Life begins at 33. There's something that happens at 33 for the men, because most men are late bloomers. Yeah. So don't stress if you're 25 and you think, I haven't reached. 35, 36, or 35, 40. For me, it was a shift. Yeah. So do I feel like I've arrived? No. I have just begun. Because all this time, it was preparation for my character. I don't get excited when I see a couple of millions or a couple of dollars. So I'm not going to gonga people. Yeah. I'm not going to gonga you. I've seen those little monies. I think there's more money in the world. The Bible says the cattle on 1,000 hills belong to God. I want to see those 1,000 hills and the cattle, the silver and the gold. Yeah. And so for me, this is just the beginning. Okay. My vision was to start with a local vision, because local is lacquer, they say.
Yes, definitely.
So I invested getting into commercials with Trade Kings, thank you. Zambezi Magic has now begun to lead me into Pan-Africa. Yeah. From Zambia, South Africa, you name it, going forward. But I'm ready for the global market as well. Okay. Ndipo tunachikamba chizungu. Tukaenda kuzungu. Had you been white, na accent. No, it's part of the communication.
Somebody was asking, but why when you're speaking English or you're talking to somebody who's not Zambian, you have to change the accent? It's because
sorry, what did you say? Yeah. My friend, tis a switching at Zangan British accent, tis a Chikamba British. It's not that I'm not proud of being Zambian. I understand how the world works. Yes. I'm very realistic.
The fact that you're proud of being Zambian, I want to take you to my next question. It's why CF? Why CAF? Yes. And then the F is not for film, but it's for Filimu. You get a point. Yes. So make me understand Yoweli Chungu Filimu. You get a point. You don't call it film. No. Yes, you call it film. And film would definitely bring us back home, right?
They say kanema, which is cinema.
Yes,
I hope I got that right. I think the pronunciation sucks. But forgive me, my brothers from the East. I love you too.
No, we forgive you.
Thank you. Our representative. We have to, if all the images, the music, the books, you name it all are foreign, we are simply denying our own specific Zambianness. We are simply saying we don't matter, we are just people that survived the slave trade, people who survived whatever. We must own. I would be very happy to see a lot of the Bazungu things in this country, like Avondale, be renamed what it was meant to be. Long Acres, Roads Park, guys at Mr. Nan. Siso Roads and Napa. So why are we still naming Roads Park after him? Can we name it after Mwanawasa or Chungu or some brilliant Zambian thing? It's time to own our own narration. It is time to be very specific with our own specific Zambianness. When I tell stories now, my interest is to understand the specific Zambianness. I'm not worried about trying to get to Nigeria. The Nigerians, we've watched Nigerians and accepted them.
We've grown up.
Can they
with them,
accept that Naisematu in Sebachusi, Naisematu we are cool, we are Kopala people? Can they accept that? So I want to be remembered as someone who was trying to fight to Zambianize everything.
Okay. The industry as it is right now, though we said there's no industry.
Yes, okay. Industry.
Yes, okay.
That's polite.
Industry sector, the film industry sector and everything as it is now. What do you want to see change? Or what is your proper definition of an industry?
I don't even really have a proper definition of an industry because I know that Bollywood, Hollywood, Nollywood are the only templates we have.
No comment.
I'm still trying to study those. It's going to take a while before I understand the Hollywood. The Hollywood is the oldest one.
Yeah.
Bollywood is the biggest one because it produces more than Hollywood. Nollywood is doing very well, on the world. So before we define the Zambian, whether it will be Z Filimu or it will be Z Wood or whatever, because that doesn't strike a chord with me. It feels cheap. Like, why are we copying Hollywood and Nollywood and Bollywood?
Zollywood.
No, it doesn't. We should come up with our own.
Yeah.
We're very unique people. What would I want to see? The first thing is the same way we have a banking system, banking industry, or marketing industry, or all those industries is the way I want to see. I want to see policies that protect me as a storyteller, as a producer, before I worry about the actor and the director and whoever. So I'm praying that in the next 5 years, we should be able to see that come up. We should be able to see structures. We should be able to see government respect us. We are not just people who wear dreads and put on earrings and do crazy things. Hollywood and America, Russia and all those, we know them because of places like Hollywood.
Yeah.
They've used that tool very well. So the Zambian government, the stakeholders, and all those people responsible for making beautiful policies and rules and laws. I'm using very simple language.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Big words, because I want a real person to understand that kulibe industry, kulibe what is supporter, kulibe what is whatever. So anyone in Zambia can come and do whatever they want to do. And moment shoot maning, they shoot us a lot. Hey, my film chan, hey, chan. There's no film school in Zambia where people get trained to understand how a story works. Guys, I don't mean guys, in case there's a grandmother, she's like, I'm not a guy. Our people, we do not have formal education in film. So those are some of the things I would want to see. Everything I've been doing for the last 20 plus years comes by me having an interest and using the internet wisely. I will not be stopped. Whether could the film industry, could my policies, could chani, could be my friend, you will not stop me. Nachoka kutali, I have invested my entire life. I'm 41 years old now. I started when I was 18. Yeah. So you know how many years I've invested
in this. Yeah.
I will not stop until one day the generations coming Kuntangu can also be like Hollywood, which is organized.
Yeah.
There's a standard to everything. Actor, the levels of actors, my A-list actors, before
amount, yeah.
My producers, my big stars. People call me one of the big producers, which is an honor. But what does that really mean to me, you know? What does that mean? It means in Skuberantu Dramatwano, so that in Sinkuripirani, so that I make more money and I drive an expensive car. Is that what it is about? I don't think so. But I have a big dream about film industry. And at the end of the day, I do pray that my legacy will, before I go where I'm supposed to go to the next level of life, that I will have established a solid industry with proper systems. My salary is so where you belong, and your producer we amba kuliko my producer and my producers. So it's a tell my producers I shouldn't get less than this amount of money.
Yes. So how bad is the money in the industry right now? Or is it how good? Okay. We can know.
How bad is the money?
No.
The money is good.
It's good, yeah?
Very good. I mean, I'm talking for myself.
Okay, the money is good,
please
yeah?
Don't hate me.
It's purely hard work.
It's a lot of hard work. Yeah. It's a lot of sacrifice. It's also kuchampuka. Can I use my favorite word?
Yes, please.
Champuka. So people will think, and I'll say this, let me honor my business partner at this point. John Ilunga Chinyanta, who is my business partner. The most hated right now. Because people think, oh, we steal people's money. No, baby. We work hard for our money. Yeah. But we've also invested in other things.
Yeah.
You won't survive in a salary come government. No. Yambani garden, yambani nkuku, yambani whatever you can do at this fired pan.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. The money is there. When I say it's there, it could be better though.
Yeah.
Because tukashita compare na wanzatu wali ku Viaro. I won't mention the names.
Yeah.
Ku Viaro. The amount of work I put in and the amount of the work I put in. Never fall times 4 times 5. Me, I'm still here. Could bond support. Yeah. There's no system to say, hey, Yoweli is a top-notch director.
So this is amount.
Yeah. Yes. We actor Yoweli Ashka so in Chan. There's no one. So in the end, we end up fighting the actors. There's so much pettiness going on, but they don't understand.
Okay.
I also mean well for them. Yeah, I mean well for myself.
Okay.
The money is there because this is a billion-dollar industry. Billions. And the table is so big, all of us can see it. I can see it.
And you see, that's the thing. There is more room for everybody. Yes. You get a point. Just the other time, a few weeks ago, there were artists that dropping songs, like one today, the other one today. And everybody say, hey, competition and everything. That I came to my senses and said, you look, this is evidence that there's room for everybody. You drop a song today, the other person drops tomorrow, the other person drops the other day, and you still get numbers, meaning there's room for everybody. Yes. And you just said the table is too big, everybody can sit on it. Yes.
He prepares the table before me, Psalms 23.
Yeah.
The table is so huge. My cup runneth over.
Yeah.
The cup, Vanvitik and Jevopa your cup should never be half full.
No.
A lot of us have ended up emptying our cup.
To please others,
No, you emptied your cup too quickly, darling.
Yeah, yeah.
So it is a $1 billion industry. Zambia is newly awakening to the consciousness of being part of the global community. So it's gonna take. It's not a solution that will be fixed in the next 2-3 years. It could be 10 years. It could be 50 years from now. But we have to do what we have to do.
Definitely.
At the end of the day, if I had followed the money, I wouldn't be doing this. I would rather be working in a bank.
Yeah. Years down the line, let's talk about sound quality in terms of our productions. Yes. Let's talk about picture quality, casting, wardrobe, and everything else. Where are we internationally?
Excellence is in details.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse right now for any product that is made in Zambia to have bad quality of sound, picture, wardrobe, casting, you name it. I'm always frustrated when people invite me to, oh, we want you to watch our film before we put it out in cinema, and the sound is bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, hell no.
You can't put this out.
Why are you compromising on this? These days, to my camera, to be so.
Yeah.
But the stuff they capture.
I'm telling you, the quality is.
Yeah. So we if you watch, and unfortunately, I'm really sorry, ZNBC and whoever, any local TV. I'll use Zambezi Magic. We should honor them, what they've done. If you watch Zambezi Magic, you can see the picture is becoming good.
Good, yes.
The sound is getting better. I've received a lot of compliments to say, "Oh, your sound is beautiful. Your picture is good." It's because excellence is in the details.
Yeah.
There's no need for you to have bad quality of sound or picture.
This time and there.
Not in 2024. Hell no.
Yeah.
Karanko serious bamba. Zakone nanmoni. Olonchama Zambians in South Mulomo. Otikamba. And we don't spare you, especially in the Facebook, social achani, cyberbullying.
Yeah.
But there's no excuse because the world is open. We're doing well with 2, 3, 4, 5 people.
Yeah.
Because they respect that they need to have the best quality of cameras, the lighting, and the most important, art. I have to speak for every visual artist out there in Mpulungu or Nakonde or wherever who could aspire to come to Lusaka and find a job to paint my house and put all these things, or to work on Zuba or whatever. There is a job for you. And producers need to get over themselves and understand that art is everything.
Yeah.
So I have taken time to understand that art is everything, and I respect the science of art. So when I tell a story, whether it's a commercial for Trade Kings, or it's a drama show, or it's a reality show, it's a documentary, art is everywhere.
Yeah.
Use it wisely.
Use it wisely indeed.
Yeah.
Mr. Chungu, is there anything that you feel you want to bring out that we haven't talked about?
So government, how boring and outdated is that?
Yeah.
That's so 1964. Boma has enough problems.
Already.
Get over yourselves, Zambians. I don't have anything more to say. I just want to say thank you so much for validating my gifts and validating my work. I really put in a lot of work. Because I carry too much stress.
Trust me.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Because of the workload.
Yeah.
The problems, the issues. And there are petty Zambians who are busy fighting.
Yeah.
So they don't realize they're killing the industry. If you fight me and you try to pull me down and you shut me down,
you're pulling the next generation.
130 chakuti on my payroll will not have a job.
Yeah.
So I just want to, no, I'm not going to say that. I just want to say thank you. And I want to say that you're a field of possibility. Whoever you are listening to this, don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on yourself. I know Mozambique, but don't give up.
Yeah.
Better days will come, and the world is slowly becoming one. And when Zambia gets over itself with its pettiness and its spontaneous, when we become the global market and we're able to send off actors to be in an American movie, it will happen.
Yeah.
Or an Hollywood movie or a Bollywood movie, then you understand that it's Africa.
Mr. Chungu,
keep on keeping on.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate a lot of things have come out of this interview, meaning things, insightful things, and things that will give you food for thought. You sit down and you think about an industry that is perceived to be existing, that is not, because simply certain people have not done their homework, and you've just brought that out. You get a point. A lot of cries come out from actors, actresses, especially about their salary, their time that they invest into that, but what they get is peanuts. But they don't understand that for them to do better, they must fight for regulations within the industry. You've brought that out pretty well. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. You have a story that is unique.
Of course, I'm as unique as my story.
Yeah, it is very unique.
I will not be second best.
Exactly.
I will not be anyone's photocopy.
Exactly.
In case there is anyone who is trying to be me, they are photocopying. They are my photocopy.
Mm-hmm.
I will not. Please, may history record today.
Yeah, okay. Trust me, may history record today. I've just been talking to one who's a great storyteller, and he's told his story differently. Okay, he's a film director, he's a script writer, and trust me, you can tell from what we've discussed today that there is somewhere where all that is coming from. If you're somebody who is going through stuff, repeat this. Watch it all over again, and probably you pick a thing or two that you didn't pick the first time you watched it. My name is G-Wise. This has been Chit Chat with G-Wise, and of course, all the way from YCF. It's been amazing. Yoweli Chungu Filimu. That's what we've been shooting from today. Thank you. Make sure to share, subscribe, and of course, like, comment, and ring that bell so that every time an episode is up, you'll be the first to be notified. For those that like to advertise with us, you know what to do. Hit us up with the number that will be coming immediately after this.